Another Republican presidential debate is behind us. The Republican and MAGA candidates have come together. It's a slim down field now. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, Ambassador Nikki Haley, the former New Jersey governor, Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, and the pump and dump stock billionaire, Vivek Ramaswamy. Let's start with him. No better descriptor was offered about Vivek Ramaswamy last night than the one given by Ambassador Haley. She called him a scumbag, which he is. He's also a dangerous one. First, let's watch Vivek Ramaswamy's ad hominem attack on Ambassador Haley's child, her daughter.
How do you get TikTok banned if you use it?
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Your adult daughter, the next generation of Americans.
Disgraceful. There are many, including me, who say that 82 years old is too old to be president of the United States. Let me be clear about something else. 38 years old is too young to be president of the United States. And Vivek Ramaswamy is a perfect case in point. He may be a billionaire and he may be glib, but trust me when I tell you, Vivek Ramaswamy is a child of privilege, soft-handed, a kid, a child, no matter how rich he is, who hasn't yet had his first bad day. He doesn't know anything about anything. He's read some things on the internet, packaged them together, and his talent is to deliver them with forcefulness. It disguises his ignorance. Understand that you saw an American billionaire call a Ukrainian president who's a Jew a Nazi. Ukraine is under assault by Russia. It was attacked for the first time years ago, but now it's in the fight of its life. Russian aggression will either be contained in Ukraine or it will flow out of Ukraine. If that happens, Americans, by the bushel, will die again in Europe. There will be new American cemeteries in Europe. And as a father of a 17-year-old, I don't want it. His ignorance is dangerous. It will get my son and his friends killed in a war that doesn't have to be fought and should never be fought because Vivek Ramaswamy is a demagogic child who is ignorant of American history, 20th century history, and geopolitics. Sadly, because he's a TikTok star, Vivek Ramaswamy will linger on in this race. But this is not a credible person. This is an infant, morally, intellectually, and politically. The fact that anybody would follow the music man of election 2024 anywhere is deeply surprising. But if you follow him, he will take you off the cliff. Now, let's watch the most important moment of the debate last night. Chris Christie explains what the American position is perfectly. By the way, this is also the position of the Biden administration, and it should be the majority position in the United States because it is the position that is the responsible position if you believe and desire peace in the world. Let's listen to Governor Christie.
In 1992, this country made a promise to Ukraine. We said if you return nuclear missiles that were part of the old Soviet Union to Russia and they invade you, we will protect you. An American promise that's 31 years old is no different than an American promise that's made tonight on this stage. We need to stand by it. And those of us who forget history are doomed to repeat it. And
I'd like to respond.
And the absolute giving in to dictators, which is being suggested on this stage, just shows the immaturity of the approach.
Now, let's watch Governor Ron DeSantis lie about the fact that if it wasn't for him, days after the massacre, days after the Israeli Defense Forces had secured Israeli territory, that there would be more people killed by Hamas inside Israel, but for Ron DeSantis, who sent jets so Florida residents could fly back, conducting his own foreign policy. Now, he's entitled to send charter jets if he wishes, but he should not be entitled to exaggerate on a debate stage that his actions saved anybody's lives from Hamas terrorists. Is this man really that delusional, that arrogant, that desperate in this race? Does Ron DeSantis really think that him flying charter flights to Israel to pick up Florida residents saved their lives? Let's watch the delusion.
And I can tell you, as governor, I actually did something about it. Biden's neglect has been atrocious. We had Floridians that were over there after the attack. He left them stranded. They couldn't get flights out. So I scrambled resources in Florida. I sent planes over to Israel, and I brought back over 700 people to safety. There could have been more hostages had we not acted.
Governor Haley had a lot of good moments in the debate. A lot of people think that she's the winner. But she also called for a cessation of trade with China. This is not reality. And if it happened, there would be economic collapse in this country. Over and over again, the candidates referred to China as an enemy. Many of them talked about attacking Mexico militarily. More talked glibly about attacking Iran. When the war started last night by Republicans, at least in their imaginations would be counted up, America will attack 6 countries in the first hour of any of their administrations, with the exception of Chris Christie, who seemed last night to be responsible, thoughtful, competent, and completely able to represent his party in a Republican nomination fight. Sadly, it likely won't happen. The only person on the race, apparently, who has a chance in the polling to catch and stop Donald Trump is Ambassador Haley. And good luck to her with that, as Donald Trump remains far, far ahead in the race. Isn't it time you opt out of restrictive health insurance plans and let Crowd Health help fit your healthcare needs? Get started today for just $50 per month. Use code WARNING to get the healthcare you deserve. Crowd Health is not insurance. Learn more at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com. Code WARNING. We learned a couple of things about these candidates last night. Tim Scott is incoherent. Earlier in the race, I thought that Tim Scott would get some traction. He won't. Tim Scott simply is not ready to perform at a presidential level. Vivek Ramaswamy should be on a reality show, not on a presidential debate stage, but they're really the same thing these days. Ambassador Haley, she has moments where she's honest, and then she has moments when she's dishonest. She has moments when she's demagogic. She has moments when she's straight. It's hard to tell who the real Nikki Haley is. The fact of the matter is, another Republican debate is in the can. And when you look back on it, it will be remembered, well, for nothing at all. Because the person who's winning the Republican nomination fight wasn't on the debate stage. He was somewhere else. This election is coming fast. It's 1 year away. Adolf Hitler came to power in an election, not a coup. If Donald Trump comes to power in an election, there won't be debates in 2027. Does everybody understand that? Because that's the lesson of last night's debate, the one that really matters.